On February 15, 1939, the nation was blessed with a rare talent and gem in the person of Mr. Kweku Acquaah Harrison, popularly called Uncle Kweku. Taught to play the organ by Mr. James Scott Benin Sr., he worked at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation as program assistant, studio manager, continuity announcer, and a newsreader. Discovered by Dr. Philip Beho, the then director of the National Symphony Orchestra, and recruited into the Ghana Navy. Specially selected by Ghana's first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and sent to the Royal Marine School of Music in the UK as a military bandmaster to be Osajifo's own musician. Completed his training a year earlier than programmed. He formed the Ghana Navy Band and directed the band until he left the army. Headed the music departments of the Lagos State University in Nigeria and continued to the UK for further studies at the Royal School of Music.
The man we call the restless spirit. Uncle Harrison is a stickler for perfection. Uncle Harrison will never see any mistake and let it go by in choral music. He will always want it corrected. We admire his tenacity, we admire his style.
Baba has been so wonderful. In fact, I learned a lot of tips from him. I was able to get something from him. His interludes, his introductions are so wonderful. Adieu, Kweku Harrison. We all love you from Nigeria.
Lecturer for many years at University of Education, Winneba. Conductor of the National Symphony Orchestra for 2 separate periods, and a music consultant for the Association of Methodist Church Choirs of Ghana.
It was incredible to realize how he was so particular and strict about items like diction, phrases, and dynamics in songs.
I have found Uncle Kweku as one of the deepest and the widest mainstream Western musicians that Ghana ever produced. He was best on the organ. He influenced organ playing as it is now in a lot of ways. His teaching on canticles and others have been the best I've ever encountered in Ghana.
At the point, we thought he was a little hard, but some of us came to the realization that no, he loves music, he loves excellence, he wants the best when it comes to practical music.
A wonderful conductor, composer, arranger, and a superior authority on organ playing, a very dependable resource person, and a guest conductor for the Harmonious Chorale, Ghana.
One thing that I remember is him coming over to me during one of the sessions, and we're rehearsing "And the Glory of the Lord" from the famous Handel's Messiah, and he came to me and said, "Enye de, and the glory is enve." That's one thing that I remember about him.
In fact, they are doing very well, and I have no doubt that they will be one of the best choirs in the world. I don't want to compare Ghana.
He's a very good and perfect musician, if I can say that, and we are all going to miss him.
This is a man who has had a great impact on the choir as a whole. We will miss him sorely, and we can never replace him.
The first time I met him, I was 8 years old. My auntie, Mrs. Gladys Wood, used to talk about him all the time. And whenever she mentioned Mr. Kweku Acquaah Harrison's name, she would also mention "Let the Celestial Concerts All Unite." I was amazed at the dexterity of his playing.
He is best known for his attention to details. He always ensured that music is done in perfection and in precision. That is what he always ensured. So most of the youth were thinking that he worries a lot. But these were ways that he was using to ensure that people are able to get the basics and the fundamentals of music right.
What I was passionate about though was punctuality and diction. I mean, you cannot mention a wrong word and get away with it. He could stop you 100 times if you made a mistake. You just cannot get away with it.
He's a real gem, and we love him very much. Thank you.
So Uncle Kweku,
I very much wish that we had the opportunity to celebrate your birthday and crown it with that big anniversary concert that you had always spoken of. But I guess that at this point, heaven really needed an organist. Sleep on well, you have lived a good life, and you continue the legacy that you so much pushed. God bless you.
Kweku Acquaah Harrison, the Maestro, we will always remember you. We have already missed you, and we'll always mention you wherever we are.
We love you well, but Jesus loves you best. Good night, good night, good night.